Hey guys, Pinjago here. So a lot of people's favorite superhero trilogy is the Dark Knight trilogy. Christopher Nolan gave us a beginning, middle, and end for this trilogy. I actually didn't grow up watching this trilogy like I did with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, because I did grow up with the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy, but I didn't grow up with the Dark Knight trilogy. Because first time I watched the Dark Knight trilogy was last year, so I was very late to the party. But yeah, this trilogy did not disappoint. We start with Batman Begins, a great origin movie. Like as a kid, I only knew that Bruce Wayne became Batman because of the death of his parents. Nothing more, nothing less. But in Batman Begins, they gave us more. They gave us what happened in between his parents' death and him becoming Batman. We get to see his journey. Like after the death of his parents, and after a talk with Falcone, he found his motivation, and that is to clean Gotham from people like the one who killed his parents, to strike fear into his enemies. I really liked his training montage with Ra's al Ghul. Well, he didn't become Ra's al Ghul until the real Ra's al Ghul died, but yeah, we're not there yet. So he tells Bruce in order to join the League of Shadows, he has to kill this man because he is a criminal, and the League of Shadows are against corruption and against crimes. So they want to lead Bruce into Gotham City, so Bruce refuses to kill that criminal. He said to him, "We should not kill. It separates us from the bad guys." So yeah, all that is great, but the next scene is him blowing up the whole place, which contradicts what he just said. Like the criminal who Bruce didn't want to kill died in that explosion. Like what was the point? Bruce killed a lot of people in that scene. I really didn't like it. Like it didn't ruin the whole movie for me, but it still bothered me. So Bruce comes back to Gotham and tells Alfred that he has to become a symbol to protect Gotham. I just want to say I really love the relation between Bruce and Alfred. Their relation is the best part of this trilogy. Like really, the relation is just great. I thought Rachel was good in this movie. She's Bruce's childhood friend. So yeah, I liked their chemistry. Christian Bale gave us a great performance as Bruce Wayne, and you know what? He also gave us a great performance as Batman. I know a lot of people don't like him as Batman. They always say he's perfect as Bruce Wayne, but he's bad as Batman. And I really disagree, because I really like Christian Bale as Batman. You can see that when he becomes Batman, he's basically a monster, striking fear into his enemies. So yeah, great performance as Batman. So I really liked him as Batman. Scarecrow was really nerfed in this movie. He was fine, I guess. I really liked the relation between Batman and Jim Gordon, like it was just great. The twist of Ra's al Ghul coming back in the third act of the movie really got me, like I didn't see that coming. Because when watching the movie, I was like, Scarecrow is the main villain of the movie. But no, he isn't the main villain. Ra's al Ghul is the movie's main villain, so yeah. You can see that Ra's al Ghul is the hero of his own story, like he thinks that he is the good guy, because his motivation is to destroy any city that is filled with corruption. Gotham is one of them. They basically want to clean the world, so yeah, Ra's al Ghul and the League of Shadows are basically the heroes of their own stories. They believe what they're doing is the right thing. So Batman tells Ra's al Ghul, "I'm not gonna kill you," but then he said, "I want to have it save you." So, well, this is still count as killing. But yeah, whatever, but I guess this version of Batman kills whenever he feels like it. So Bruce revealed his identity to Rachel, and Rachel's excuse for not wanting to be with him is because he's Batman, and she will be with him when Gotham no longer needs Batman. Basically, when he stops being Batman. Like, that's a terrible excuse, and Bruce didn't say anything to her. Like, if I was Bruce, I'd be like, "We can still be together even if I'm Batman. I will be there for you. I will protect you." But Bruce was just quiet. I really didn't like that. I really didn't like that scene. Bruce and Rachel should have been together by the end of the movie. Her excuse for not wanting to be with him is terrible. Like, I really didn't like it. So yeah, I really liked the tease at the end of the movie with Joker being the main villain for the sequel. So yeah, I thought it was great. So yeah, Batman Begins is great. I do have some problems with it, but the good stuff outweighed the bad stuff. This is a great movie, a great origin movie, a great Batman movie. I really liked it. And I'm really surprised that I didn't grow up with this trilogy when I was young, since Batman is my second favorite superhero. But I never grew up with the Dark Knight trilogy. Again, it's until last year where I got to watch it. So we jump into the second movie, which is The Dark Knight. A lot of fans' favorite superhero movie. Like, a lot of fans say that The Dark Knight is the best superhero movie. And while I think the movie is great, it's not my favorite superhero movie, but it's still a great movie. It's amazing. I really love The Dark Knight. It's just very suspenseful, very dark, very intriguing. It has a lot of action scenes. It's just an amazing movie. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. Batman's voice. People were fine with the Batman's voice in Batman Begins, but they really hated it in The Dark Knight and in The Dark Knight Rises. Because in Batman Begins, the voice was half normal, half growly. But in The Dark Knight and in The Dark Knight Rises, it was very growly and most people hated it. To them it was very goofy, very silly, and they couldn't take Batman seriously. And well, I think I'm the only one that actually liked the Batman voice, especially in The Dark Knight and in The Dark Knight Rises. I know I'm in the minority here, but I really like the Batman voice, and here's why. If Batman existed in real life, the guy would try his best to change his voice so he won't be recognized. He would also try his best to be intimidating to his enemies. So that's why I liked the Batman voice, especially in The Dark Knight and in The Dark Knight Rises. You can see that when he's Batman, he's basically a monster. So that's why I liked the voice in the Dark Knight trilogy, especially in The Dark Knight and in The Dark Knight Rises. I liked how growly it is. I never had a problem with it. Like, the Batman voice is very iconic. Like, I dare you, go ask any of your friends to pretend to be Batman. They're gonna do the Batman voice. Like, I dare you. It's very iconic. So yeah, now let's talk about the movie. Batman inspired the city. That's why you have people who cosplay like him trying to protect the city. And that's not what Batman actually wanted. So before I start praising the movie, I really want to talk about something that really bothered me, and that is Rachel dating Harvey Dent. And by the way, they recasted Rachel. I wish they kept the old one, but whatever. So I really didn't like that Rachel was dating Harvey Dent. Like didn't she tell Bruce at the end of Batman Begins that they will get together when he decides to stop being Batman? She very much told him that she will wait for him to retire so they can be together. Then why is she dating Harvey Dent? Like, if Bruce decides to retire being Batman, what Rachel is gonna tell to Harvey? Like, she's basically gonna find a reason to break up with him so she could be with Bruce. That makes her a very bad character. Harvey doesn't deserve to be heartbroken. So yeah, Rachel should have stayed single, waiting for Bruce to stop being Batman. That's what she said to him at the end of Batman Begins. So yeah, I really didn't like that they made Rachel date Harvey Dent. So Heath Ledger's Joker is just perfect. What can I say about him that hasn't been said before? He just nailed it. He's crazy, he's terrifying. And just like Alfred said to Bruce, not every villain has a reason for doing what they're doing. There are some people who just want to watch the world burn. And that's what Joker is all about. He isn't doing what he's doing because of money or because he wants revenge. He just want to watch the world burn. He just want to prove to Gotham that even the good guys could go on a dark path, could get corrupted, and that's what Joker did to Harvey Dent. What happened to Harvey is very tragic. He's Gotham's white knight. He's very pure, and he's the best of them all. And Joker just got into him and made him go on a dark path. Again, it's very tragic. I know a lot of people like to talk about the Joker in this movie. And yeah, I agree. Joker is great in this movie, but I don't hear a lot of people talk about the Dark Knight himself. Like, it's his movie. Yet, a lot of people just don't talk about him that much in this movie. All they talk about is Joker. And again, Joker is great, I get it. He's great in this movie, but Batman/Bruce Wayne is also great in this movie. He sees Harvey as the hero of Gotham. I mean, he took a lot of criminals to jail without wearing a mask. So Bruce very much trusts him to protect Gotham so he can retire and be with Rachel. And then Rachel died and it destroyed Bruce. Like when Alfred came to Bruce, Bruce told him that Rachel was waiting for him. Like, it's just a very sad scene. Rachel's letter saying that she wanna marry Harvey Dent it's just very tragic, knowing that it's never gonna happen because Rachel is dead. So hearing her letter out loud just makes you feel sorry for her. Like, she wanted a happy life with Harvey, but she didn't get what she wanted because she died in that explosion. So yeah, Joker won by corrupting Harvey Dent, and Harvey killed a lot of people on his way. So Batman killed Harvey, and well, he took the blame, saying that he's the one who killed those people so he can protect Harvey's reputation. So here's my problem. Why did Batman have to take the blame for Harvey's actions? Like, they could have blamed it on the Joker. Like, you want to protect Harvey's reputation, then blame it on the Joker. Like, the ending is stupid. Like, Batman didn't have to take the blame for Harvey's actions, since there is a guy in this movie called the Joker. And if Jim Gordon blamed it on the Joker, everyone's gonna believe him. Like, after what all the chaos Joker caused in the city, everyone would believe that the Joker was the one who killed those people. But instead they blame it on the Dark Knight, so yeah. And this ending scene just gives me chills, like, check it out.
Because it's the hero Gotham deserves, but not the one it needs right now. So we'll hunt him. Because he can take it. Because he's not a hero. He's a silent guardian, a watchful protector, a dark knight.
So The Dark Knight is amazing. I do have some problems with it, but those problems didn't ruin the movie for me. I still think it's an amazing movie, and well, this great trilogy came to an end with The Dark Knight Rises, a perfect conclusion to this trilogy. So The Dark Knight Rises is a lot of people's least favorite movie from this trilogy. Like, there's some people that actually hate this movie, and I'm not gonna sit here and tell you guys that this movie is very hated, because yeah, there are some people that hate this movie, but there are also a lot of people who love this movie and defend this movie. I mean, just check these videos out. So yeah, I think even people who say that this is their least favorite from this trilogy, they still think it's a great movie. Even if it's their least favorite, but they still like this movie. So yeah, this movie came after The Dark Knight, which is a lot of people's favorite superhero movie. So some people were disappointed that Dark Knight Rises wasn't up there with The Dark Knight. So yeah, so here's a hot take. The Dark Knight Rises is my favorite from this trilogy. I know this sounds crazy, but yeah, I really love this movie. I think it's a great conclusion to the Dark Knight trilogy, so yeah, the movie takes place 8 years after the events of The Dark Knight. People still don't know the truth about Harvey Dent, and Bruce retired being Batman right after the events of The Dark Knight, which makes sense. I mean, not only he lost Rachel, but he also took the blame for Harvey's actions, so of course he would want to quit. The whole city turned against him. I really love the scene where Alfred tells Bruce about his fantasy and that he never wanted him to come back to Gotham. So yeah, again, the relation between Bruce and Alfred is the highlight of this entire trilogy. I really liked Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman. I thought she was great in this movie. Let's talk about Tom Hardy's Bane. You really don't want to mess with him. I actually really liked his voice. I know there's a lot of people who really hated his voice, but I actually didn't hate his voice. Like, his voice became iconic, so John Blake motivates Bruce to come back as Batman to save Gotham because of the actions of Bane. So Bruce decides to come back as Batman, so basically The Dark Knight Rises. You can see that Alfred is worried about Bruce being Batman. He wants him to stop helping the city as Batman. And what's sad is that Bruce's life after Batman was him and Rachel being together. That's very sad. 8 years later and he still thinks about Rachel. It just felt real, because in real life there are some people who take a while to move on. So I really like that Bruce was still thinking about Rachel and what he could have had with her after he stops being Batman. And then Alfred revealed the truth to Bruce that Rachel chose Harvey Dent over him. So yeah, it really sucks for Bruce. So Alfred leaves. I really liked Batman and Catwoman teaming up to fight those people, and Batman tells her no guns, basically sticking to his not killing rule, which I liked. The fight between Batman and Bane is really hard to watch, especially when you know that Batman is gonna lose. Bane beat the hell out of him, so we were always used to see Batman defeats his villains in the previous two movies, so to see him lose against Bane is just hard to watch. So Bruce gets defeated and gets sent to the pit where men are thrown to suffer and die. So Bruce is there for 6 months, and then he finally climbs to the top, going to save Gotham. The final fight is just huge and very exciting. You have the cops and Bane's thugs running to fight each other. Batman and Bane in the middle of the fight going against each other. It was just very exciting to watch. The scale was huge. So I really liked when Batman said to Bane, "Then you have my permission to die," which is what Bane said to Bruce when he was on the pit. And the twist that the child who got out of the pit wasn't actually Bane, but instead it was Talia al Ghul, Ra's al Ghul's daughter, was just surprising. I just didn't see that coming. So basically, Talia and Bane wants to fulfill Ra's al Ghul's destiny of destroying Gotham. I really love the scene where Batman told Jim Gordon that hero could be anyone, which made Jim Gordon find out that Bruce is Batman. It was just a great scene. Batman sacrificed himself by taking the bomb away from Gotham, and he died in that explosion. Or did he? So they wrapped up everything in the last few minutes with building a statue for Batman, revealing that John Blake is called Robin, him finding the Batcave, which means he will become the new protector of Gotham, so Batman's legacy would live on. And man, this scene that I'm gonna show you right now just gives me chills. It's so good. so good seeing Alfred nod to Bruce. They both know that Bruce is finally happy. And he deserved that happiness. Bruce is finally living the life Alfred wanted him to live. He's with Selena Kyle, living happily ever after. It's just so good. Again, I really loved that scene where Alfred was nodding to Bruce. It's just a perfect conclusion to a perfect trilogy. So yeah, we're done. This is a perfect trilogy. Yes, I did have some problems with it, but they didn't ruin my enjoyment of this trilogy. That's why I believe that the Dark Knight trilogy is a perfect trilogy, and this trilogy gets better with each movie. Like, I love Batman Begins, but I love The Dark Knight more than Batman Begins, and I love The Dark Knight Rises more than The Dark Knight. So yeah, this trilogy is amazing. Batman Begins is a great origin movie, The Dark Knight is a superior sequel, and The Dark Knight Rises is a superior threequel, and a perfect conclusion to the Dark Knight trilogy. So yeah, I really love the Dark Knight trilogy. All three movies are just amazing. So what do you guys think of the Dark Knight trilogy? Do you love it? Do you hate it? Just leave your thoughts down in the comments. So if you guys like this video, then give it a like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I'll catch you all in the next video.